All right, let's dive into a mental puzzle that I'm sure you know way too well. How is it that your brain can be this incredible machine solving super complex problems, but then it just completely blanks on a simple name? Well, we're about to figure out exactly why that happens.
You know the scene, right? You're at an event, you meet someone new. They say, "Hi, I'm Sarah." You shake their hand, you say, "Nice to meet you," and literally by the time you've let go, the name Sarah has just, poof, vanished. It is so frustrating. But what is actually going on in our heads?
So, we're going to approach this like a little detective story. This isn't just a simple case of a forgotten name. No, it's a clue to a really fascinating mental process that's always humming along just beneath the surface. And you know what? We are about to crack this case wide open. Okay, so first things first, let's get this straight. This is not a sign that you have a bad memory. In fact, it's pretty much the opposite. It's a sign that you have a mind that is constantly buzzing, analyzing, and working on something. Your brain isn't failing, it's just really, really busy. So let's properly introduce the main character in this whole drama, the overactive mind. I think we all know this guy. This is the brain that just doesn't have an off switch. It's always thinking, it's planning, it's connecting ideas, which, is a superpower in a lot of ways, but it definitely comes with some interesting quirks. Does any of this sound familiar to you? An overactive mind is the one that's constantly replaying that one awkward thing you said in a meeting this morning. Or it's running these full-blown simulations of a conversation that hasn't even happened yet. It's turning ideas over and over, looking at them from every single angle. To put it simply, it's a mind that almost never takes a break. And all of this leads us to the heart of the matter, a concept called the cognitive overload effect. This is basically what happens when your brain's processing power is so completely wrapped up in its own thoughts that there's no room left at the end for simple new information to check in. Now, the engine that's driving all of this is something called analytical processing. You can think of this as your brain's deep thought mode. It is fantastic for untangling a tough problem or coming up with a brilliant strategy. But man, it is a resource hog. It demands pretty much all of your mental energy for its heavy lifting. Honestly, the best analogy is your laptop. Imagine you have like 50 browser tabs open. You're streaming music and you've got some big video file rendering in the background. What happens if you try to do one more simple little thing, like save a tiny document named Sarah? The whole system just chugs and stutters. It can't handle it. That's your brain. So what you have here is this fundamental clash happening inside your head. In one corner, you've got simple encoding. That's just passively hearing a name. It takes almost no energy. But in the other corner, you have analytical processing, this active, high-energy beast that's chewing up all your mental RAM. And when these two go head-to-head for resources, analysis wins pretty much every single time. What's really going on here is a kind of a memory heist. That powerful analytical part of your brain is so focused on its internal world that it actually steals the resources needed to record that simple little detail from the outside world, like a person's name. Let's walk through the crime step by step. Okay, so you hear the name, but at that exact same microsecond, your brain is busy dissecting an email you got, or it's replaying that conversation from earlier. All of your cognitive juices diverted to that internal task. And the new name? It just evaporates. It never, ever makes the leap into your memory banks because it was never really registered in the first place. Okay, I know this might sound like a weakness, but here's where we're going to flip the whole script. Forgetting a name isn't a bug in your programming. It's actually the side effect of a very, very powerful feature that's running in the background. Just let that one sink in for a second. The exact same mental process that makes you blank on a name is the one that lets you spot patterns no one else sees. It's what allows you to solve problems in a creative way and to think really deeply about things that matter. Your mind isn't forgetful. It's just focused on bigger things. So I really want to leave you with this thought. The next time you forget a name, instead of beating yourself up about it, maybe just take a second to acknowledge that incredible analytical engine that's warring away inside your head and ask yourself, what if that inner monologue, the thing that feels like your biggest distraction, is actually the source of your greatest strength?